morning class. Today we are going to do for standard 4, chapter 4, lesson number of your social studies, lesson number 4, weather and climate. It's on page number 18. Children, what is weather and what's the climate? Weather and climate. Now weather is the atmospheric condition and it changes. It is for a short period of time. Wherein climate is the atmospheric condition for a longer period of time. Now as and when I read the lesson and explain you all the concepts and the things. For example, you see that the weather changes very quickly or frequently. In a day also the weather changes. But the climate doesn't change very quickly. It takes a longer period as compared to weather. Now, yesterday was hot and sunny. Today it is sticky and uncomfortable. So yesterday it was very hot and sunny. It was a sunny day. It was a hot day we say. And today it is so sticky and uncomfortable. Tomorrow it may rain. So you cannot predict this, that it keeps on changing. We say such things when we talk about the weather. The weather at a given place and time is the atmospheric condition like hot, cold or windy. Some other words we use to describe weather are sunny, cloudy, sticky, rainy or snowy. So we certain times are it's a snowy weather today or it's a cloudy weather. The weather of a place can change quickly within few days or even on the same day. So it can change within few days or after a period of 1 week or you can say 1 month, or it can even change in a day. Now children, if you read newspaper or on the first page of the newspaper, you will see a small column and where it is written today's weather, the sunrise, the sunset and the weather. Okay, where about the weather, whether it's a hot day, whether it's a sunny day and the temperature of today. You will find out that how many degrees Celsius. Now, what does the weather depends upon? There are many things on which the weather of a place depends. So there are many facts you can say, there are many things which based on which the weather depends. The first and foremost is the temperature, wind, rain and humidity are some of them. Let us learn about each aspect of the temperature of the weather on which it depends upon. The first and foremost is the temperature. The temperature tells us how hot or cold the air is. So the temperature helps us to know whether the air is hot or it's cold. When it is hot, we say that the temperature is high. And when it is cold, we say that the temperature is low. So when the air is hot, the temperature will be high. And when the weather is cold, we say that the temperature is low. The temperature at a place mainly depends on the amount of sunlight received. Okay, the amount of sunlight, the direct rays, the place where you receive direct rays, so the temperature will be high. And the place which has received slanting rays of the sun, the temperature will be low as comparative to the place where the sun is receiving direct rays of the sun. Direct rays of the sun. It is higher during the day than at night. So the temperature is high during the daytime as comparative to night. It is also higher in summer than the winter. So the temperature is first of all high during the daytime and cold during the night time. And also second important feature that in the summer season the temperature is high and in the winter it's cold. Now, what do we use to measure the temperature? What equipment or what thing do we use to measure the temperature? That is the thermometer. We use a thermometer to measure the temperature. As you see in the picture, they have shown you the thermometer. Okay. In every house we have also thermometer to check your fever and all your mother use. And there's a inside there is a thin line that is the mercury, and there are degrees of Celsius written, the numbers written through which we can measure. But here the main fact to measure the temperature is the thermometer. Now let's do the second one, that is wind. Wind is a moving air. Moving air. You have never seen air. Air is an abstract noun. You have never seen, but you feel the air. Why does air move? When it is hot at a place, the air over is hot. So when the place is hot, so obviously the air over there will be hot. As hot air is lighter than the cold air, it moves upward. Cold air from the colder places rushes to fill in the space left by the rising air. This rushing air is called wind. Now children, please look at the diagram. See, if you see that the warm air or the hot air rises up because it is light, as comparative, the cold air rushes into the space left in the led by the rising air. So if you see, and this picture, the arrow shown is the wind. So moving air is called as wind, or the rushing air is called as wind. Wind that blows gently. Now there are various kinds of wind. If it moves gently or very softly, it is called as breeze. A strong wind is called as gale. Bad weather with strong winds and rain is called as a storm. Storms are dangerous. They can uproot trees and destroy houses and hurt or kill people. If a storm arises, it may injure people and hurt, or it may kill, and even houses may get destroyed or damaged, and even it uproots trees. So a gentle wind is called as a breeze. A strong wind is called as a gale, and bad weather causes storm. Now, rain and the water cycle. You know that the water changes to water vapor on heating, and the water vapor changes to water on cooling. The sun's heat changes water from the rivers, lakes, seas and oceans to water vapor. The water vapor rises into the sky with warm air. As it rises, the warm air cools down, and the water vapor in it changes back to tiny drops of water, which floats in the air. Clouds are formed, made up of large number of these floating drops of water. So the floating drops of water, the clouds are formed. Several water drops may join together and become to form a bigger drop. So several smaller drops of water join together and they become bigger drops. These are too heavy to float, so they fall down on the earth as rain. And some of the rainwater that falls on the earth seeps into the ground. Goes into the ground. And the rest of it goes back into the lakes, rivers, seas and oceans. So all into the water bodies. So water keeps moving from the earth's surface to the atmosphere and back. So this process is called as water cycle. I will explain you in the diagram. Snow and hail. The next aspect we are going to learn about. As the air rises higher, it cools, it gets cooler high up in the sky. Water droplets freeze. So as the air rises high, the water droplets freeze. So the clouds here are made up of ice crystals. So the clouds here are made up of ice crystals. And when these crystals join and become heavy, they fall as snowflakes. So when these crystals join and become heavy, so they come in the form of snowflakes. Usually snowflakes melt into the raindrops as they fall through the water air near the ground. But if the space is very cold, the flakes do not melt, and instead of raindrops, there will be snowfall instead of rain. So children, what is a snowfall? So when the snowflakes, now in the cold, if you say Kashmir and all, there are many where there are snowflakes, where there are snowfalls. So as it rises higher, the temperature, it gets cooler. High up in the air, the water droplets freezes it. becomes cooled down and it freezes, and they are made up of ice crystal. What are they made up of? Ice crystal. And these crystals can become heavier and they come in the form of snowflakes. And these snowflakes melt into raindrops. When they melt down, they come in the form of raindrops or either through the warmer air near the ground. So near the warmer air, it comes in the form of raindrops. But in the place where it is cold, it does not come in the form of raindrops, it comes in the form of snow. Some raindrops are carried upward by rising air to a very cold region. There they freeze. A large number of frozen drops join to form balls of ice. We call these balls of ice as hailstones. These balls of frozen raindrops fall as rain. Now these raindrops which are carried upward by rising high in the cold region, as you say, they come down in the form of snow. They freeze, and these number of frozen drops together form a ball like of ice, and they form the balls of ice is known as hailstone. As you can see in the picture, these balls of frozen raindrops fall as ice. Now in the previous on page number 19, you see the water cycle. Children, this is the river or water body. Now due to the heat of the sun, the water in the rivers goes up high up in the air, and these water, when they go up high in the air and when they cool down, they form clouds. This is the water, and when it heats up, this is the sun, this is the clouds. When it heats up, the process when the water heats is known as evaporation. So the water evaporates into water vapor. So when it goes up, it cools down and it forms cloud. And when these clouds become heavy, they break down and they come down in the form of rain. And some of the water seeps into the ground and some into the water. So this process, the entire process is known as water cycle. So this process keeps on going. It's like a rotation. So again it comes into the water, into the river, the sea, and then again when due to the heat of the sun it goes up and it forms cloud, and then again the clouds becomes heavy and they come in the form of rain. So this process is known as water cycle. Now fog, dew and frost. A fog is called that forms close to the ground. On cold nights, the ground gets very cold. The water vapor in the air and near the ground changes to drops of water forming a cloud. So, a fog is a cloud that forms close to the ground. It is always formed close. On the cold nights, the grounds get very cold. The water vapor in the air near the ground changes to drops of water forming a cloud. So, they form a cloud. But during the fog, we cannot see clearly. The fog disappears when the air becomes into warmer. So when the air, children, have you understood this? I'll just erase it for them. So you have learned what is a fog. It's a cloud that forms close to the ground. And then second, on the cold nights the grounds get very cold. The third aspect that we learn, that the water vapor in the air near the ground changes to drops of water. We cannot see during the fog we cannot see clearly, and the fog disappears when the air becomes warmer. So it disappears, totally vanishes, or you cannot see, means it's not being seen, disappears. You must have seen water droplets forming on a glass of cold water. You see on the cold water there are drops of water. The air in contact with the glass cools down and its water changes to water droplets on the glass. In the similar way means same way. On cold nights, drops of water that are formed on cold leaves, petals, grass, park benches and so on. See, especially in the winter season, you find these on the vehicles or this, you find droplets of water. Okay, on the petals, on the leaves. That is known as Shabnam ki boonde, they say in Hindi. These drops of water are called as dew. So they are known as dew. When it is very cold, the dew may freeze into ice. And when it is very cold, it's very chill, this froze into ice. And these frozen dews are known as frost. So they are known as, the frozen dews are known as frost. Now, humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. We say it is humid. Humid means the amount of water it consists. When there is lot of water in the air, we say that it's humid when there is lot of water in the air actually. The air can only hold a fixed amount of water. It cannot hold more amount of water. If it is already has lots of water, it cannot take up any more. So as it is said, so on a humid day, our sweat does not evaporate. Sweat is the thing that when a human body works, when you do suppose gym or exercise, you try to sweat down. It's called perspiring also, respiration. You can see sweat. It does not evaporate. Evaporate means does not change into vapor. It does not change easily. So we feel sticky and uncomfortable, especially see in the hot season. And if you have worn tight clothes and you have just in a congested room, you start sweating and you feel very uncomfortable. Same way, if the due to humidity, and the climate is humid, so you feel uncomfortable. So our sweat does not evaporate. Wet clothes also take longer to dry when it's humid. So when the climate is humid, the clothes also do not get dried up easily. Especially you see in the rainy season, you see it takes very long time. Now during a humid day, the clothes to get dry, it takes very long time. What is the climate? Now so many aspects we learned about the weather. Now let's learn about climate. Climate is a kind of weather of a place that has over a long period. So climate is a kind of weather, a place which has a longer period. As comparative to weather, it changes and it is for a shorter period, but climate is for an average period. The atmospheric condition is for an average period of time. Unlike the weather, the climate of a place remains the same for many years. So weather changes often frequently. We said it can be for few days, it can be for few months, but the climate remains the same for many years. The climate of a place depends on many things. One of these is how far is the equator. Now what is equator? We have learned in the previous lesson is the imaginary line which divides the earth into two hemispheres. The places near the equator gets direct rays of the sun. As I told you in the previous lesson also, there are three zones, the torrid zone. So it is near the equator, and usually during the place near the equator, there the days and the nights are short. And there the temperature, as they receive direct rays, so the temperature is hot over there, and there you get more heat. So these places have hot climate. So what kind of climate there will be as it receives direct rays of the sun and it's hot and receives more heat, so it will be hot climate. As we move towards the pole, the sun rays become slanting and the climate gets colder. So as we move ahead, so the place, the rays of the sun, they receive slanting rays of the sun. So that place will have cool climate. It lies in the temperate zone and it has cool climate as comparative to the places near the equator. These poles have a cool climate as they are covered with ice, and as and where from the equator, as it goes far and far away, it has the rays of the sun received near the equator has direct rays of the sun, so that place has a hot climate. But as and when it moves further towards the pole side, so the climate over there is cool. Okay. Now best example, Jammu and Kashmir, which has a cool climate. The climate of a place also depends upon how it is. As we know, the air gets cooler as we move up. So as we move upwards, the climate of the air becomes cooler and the climate over there is cooler. So places in hills and mountains have cooler climate than the places in the plains. So places in the hills and mountains have cooler climate. As you see in the picture, they are showing you. A country is closer to the equator than the poles. Our country, so India country is closer towards the equator than the poles. So we have warm climate, but those places in a country that are in the high mountains have cold climate. So we have also, and we also have a long rainy season. So basically you have all learned about what is weather, what is climate, and what are hailstones, snow, fog, dew and frost. So all these, there are key new words or main points. You have to read that and try to solve the exercise in it. Now basically in answer the following question, there is one question which is, what is the difference between weather and climate? I will tell you in short the difference between the weather and climate. The short term or the atmospheric condition in short term we can say the atmospheric condition of a place for a shorter period of time. It can be for a day or it can be for a week. That is weather. And wherein climate, the average atmospheric condition is for a longer period of time, or the average atmospheric condition is for the longer period of time. It may be for years, for many years also. Now, weather may affect by temperature, wind, rain and humidity. Here, climate affects due to temperature, wind, sunshine and all. But even it affects day-to-day occupation. If the weather is not good, it affects the occupation and agriculture and also transportation. Wherein climate also affects agriculture and industries and everything. The climate now depends upon the climate, the agriculture is what? Basic farming. And one more main thing, the weather forecasting is observed by the meteorological department. Okay, and the person who studies weather is known as meteorology, and the person who predicts the climate in the climate centers, they are known as climatology. There are oral questions which you can solve, and the objectives you can do it in the textbook, and the question answers. Children, you read that very well. Try to do the water cycle diagram also as is shown in the textbook. Thank you, class.